Hello and welcome. I am so excited you are here for this video. My name is Amy. On this channel, we're all about spirit guide communication, oracle cards, tarot cards, pendulum, Reiki, crystals. So if you're into those kind of things, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you always know when something new is coming out. And today we are talking all about pendulums. Woo. So using a pendulum is one of my absolute favorite ways to connect with my spirit team, aka spirit guides, higher self, ancestors, past loved ones, all the things. Anyone who is supporting you in spirit form is, in my opinion, in your spirit team from my perspective. So one of the great ways to really get started when you feel like you can't receive those messages quite like you would like is to use a pendulum to receive your messages. You can do so much just by learning how to get your intuitive yes or no by using a pendulum. It is a great tool, and for those of you, if you're like me and you're kind of like seeing is believing a little bit, the pendulum is great because you can actually see the movement, and there's less second guessing because it's not just all kind of in your head in meditation or something like that. So using a pendulum is a really great tool to connect with your guides, receive that guidance, and really start just practicing connecting with your intuition and all the things. So, first things first, my perspective on this, if you're going to use a pendulum, number one, it is not the pendulum that is in charge. The pendulum is the tool. So we are using a tool. The pendulum does not move itself, I guess is what I'm getting at. There is not like a spirit inside your pendulum, although it is a crystal. Some people might say there's a spirit of the crystal, but that's not what's moving your pendulum. What's moving your pendulum, the way I do it, is technically your arm. Whenever I post videos of this, people are like, your arm is moving, your hand is moving. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, it is, but I'm not consciously moving it. So this is how I do it. This maybe is not how everyone does it, but I like to connect with my higher self when I'm using this. Sometimes I will connect with certain spirit guides or past loved ones, etc. However, when people are first getting started using a tool like this, I really recommend connecting first with your higher self. It's your own energy. It feels a lot safer, and it's just a great energy to kind of get started working with before needing to discern amongst other energies. So the way that I think about this is I'm holding it. Maybe you put your arm on a table so it's a little steadier, but I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. I'm basically clearing my mind. I'm setting the intention. I'm connecting with my higher self through the use of the pendulum. And when I ask a question, such as, pendulum, show me my yes. Oh gosh, let me see if I can get it. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to hold it so you can really see it. Let's do this. I really want you to see my hand move. Okay, there's a lot of energy. My hand is like shaking right now. There's a lot of energy going through that. Okay, so higher self, pendulum, show me my yes. Okay, did you see my hand move or my arm? It almost feels like a twitch to me. So my yes is a diagonal right, first of all. We can go over what happens in a minute for most people, but what is happening, I'm clearing, I'm focusing on this, but I'm focusing on keeping my arm steady. And it's almost like I'm channeling the answer through my body, and my higher self is moving my arm or my hand in the direction for my pendulum to swing in a yes or a no. In that case, a yes, because I asked for a yes. So yes, technically my arm is moving, but I am not consciously moving my arm. It's like I'm letting the subconscious take over and move my arm. It's really, really cool. And unless you've actually done it, you're probably like, that makes no sense. Or maybe you're like, oh, that's awesome. But a lot of people on my Facebook are like, that makes no sense. But anyway, here we go. So what you can do to figure out your intuitive yes or no, we just did the yes, which is pendulum, higher self, please show me my yes. Like I said, for me, it's a diagonal right. For a lot of people, it is a clockwise circle, or it is a vertical forward and back, like yes motion. So you can do that. Then you could ask, okay, pendulum, higher self, please show me my no. For me, it is a diagonal to the left. For a lot of people, the no is a counterclockwise circle or a horizontal, like no. There we go, it's showing it for you. And then you can just play around, have fun with it. Ask, okay, my name is Amy, which is correct. So it would show me a yes. Or I could say, my name is Jessica, and it would show me a no. Or I like cookies, and it would show me a yes. Or I could be like, I like mushrooms, and it would show me a no. So you can play around with just kind of fun, light things at first. Like, okay, what's most in alignment for me to eat for breakfast today? Is it oatmeal? Yes or no? Is it eggs? Yes or no? You can play around with food is a fun one to play around with, what to drink, what kind of self-care practice, maybe like getting outside, moving your body, sitting, laying on the floor, picking out your clothes for the day. I practiced every morning. I would practice with my clothes, like which shirt wants to be worn today, like touching one, getting a yes or no, checking the other one, getting a yes or no. So this is kind of twofold what you're doing. Number one, you are practicing connecting with your higher self or a specific guide. Number two, you are actually receiving guidance on your aligned life, so you can make sure you're stepping even more into alignment over and over again. And you are practicing starting to receive the information in different ways. So for example, when I would practice with my what shirt to wear every morning, what started happening is I would guess the right one first or second. And so what happens as you work with the pendulum and you're working on your connection and blah, 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 you are also starting to receive information in different ways more easily. So I was starting, as I was working with the pendulum, it allowed me to start receiving messages in more of a telepathic or a knowing way as well. So that can be also a really neat thing about using a tool like a pendulum. You can also use a pendulum mat. Maybe you have one. I make lots of my own. I have like a self-care mat. I have like what needs to be cleared today kind of mat. And you can make like a big circle and write all the things on it that you want to check in on. Hold it above it and see where it goes. At the beginning, I used an alphabet a lot. Now you can print them offline. I don't know why I like drew it out. It took so long, but like A to Z on like a semicircle, and you can use that to get messages, to have your higher self or your guides spell out your messages. That I spent a lot of time in the beginning doing that, and what happened was eventually I started being able to guess the words ahead of time, because as you deepen into kind of using this tool, you are unlocking and opening different ways of receiving your information. So this is I like to call it a training wheel, a stepping stone. It is a beautiful way to practice, to receive that guidance and open up other ways of receiving guidance. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, hit that little like button so I know. If you have questions, if you want to see something similar, if I didn't go over something, or you want to share anything about you using a pendulum, write it in the comments. Your comments really help me so I can make sure my videos are super helpful moving forward. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.